I made $1.6 million in the last 12 months from my truck dispatching business, and in this free course, I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. The free course that you're about to go through right now is actually split up into 7 different videos where I show you step by step how to start a truck dispatching business from scratch, even if you have no experience. In this video specifically, we're going to talk about the basics. So what dispatching really is, how it works, how much you can make, and why you need to start right now before it's too late. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into it. So here we are inside the basics training video, and here's what I'm going to cover. First and foremost, just going to give you my background, show you who I am and why you should listen to me. Then I'm going to show you the roadmap. So the next 7 videos that you're going to be watching in this free course, what are you actually going to learn? What are those videos going to be on? So I'm going to show you that. Then I'm going to explain the what, why, and the how of truck dispatching. What truck dispatchers actually are, what they do, why you should become a truck dispatcher, and how much you can actually make. And then finally, I'm just going to summarize this video, give you your action steps, maybe some homework for you to do as well. Also, just a quick pro tip, you can actually watch this video in 2x speed, which is something I really recommend. On YouTube, you could just check on the bottom right-hand side. There's something called playback speed. You can change that. I recommend changing it to 1.25 or 1.5 times speed, maybe even 2 times speed, okay? It'll just speed up the video and make it less boring. You have to sit through less of me yapping, essentially. So make sure you go do that right now. It's really gonna save you a bunch of time. Anyways, let's just get into the video. So really quickly, I'm just gonna make this short and sweet. Okay, I'm not gonna stick around on this too long. So who am I? Just gonna give you my background a little bit. So my name is Gurpreet Gill. I am the CEO of our truck dispatching company. I also have a brother, Mani Gill. He runs the Gill 22 side of things. So we have an asset company where we have our trucking company and we have our truck dispatching side of the business. I run the truck dispatching side, and me and my brother, we initially started the Gill 22 brand. We started that in 2016 as just a truck dispatching business. So I was just straight out of high school, and within the first 8 months of both of us working together, we were making $100,000 per year in gross revenue. Okay. Now we fast forward 9 years later, and me and my brother, we're both 50-50 owners. We're making more than $100K per month, much more than $100K per month just in gross revenue. So times have really changed from where we started, but you know, we didn't start off too bad, but now we're doing a lot better. I'm not saying all that to flex. Honestly, I'm just trying to show you guys that I know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not just someone who got a few trucks and then he's trying to tell you guys what to do. Okay, to get to 100K per month, you need to do something repeatedly. Okay, you can't just get lucky. You have to repeatedly put systems into place so you can get consistent results. That's exactly what I've done. Okay, that's why I'm making a free course now rather than when I first started making 100K per year. Now, on top of that, I have not only made money for myself from truck dispatching, but I also teach other people how to do it as well. So yes, I also have a paid course, but you don't need to join it. Okay, I swear this is not a pitch to join Dispatcher University or anything like that. Only reason I'm bringing it up right now is just to show you that I have also helped hundreds of other people, make thousands of dollars per month. We have over 50 plus real life success stories that you can actually go through. You can check them out yourself. These are real people, and a bunch of them are also making over $10,000 per month within just 30, 60, 90 days of joining Dispatcher University. Again, as I mentioned, I'm not here to sell you my paid course. Okay. This free course is going to be completely free. The paid course that I'm running, it's $97 per month. It literally makes up less than 7% of my income. I am not a guru. I don't make my money off of courses or anything like that. I make my money off of truck dispatching. This free course is all you need to get started. I'm not going to hold anything back. Okay. I will only mention the paid course at the end of these videos because the paid course has a lot more advanced training. You get one-on-one support. You get all my templates, tools, contracts, and I also give a 100% money back guarantee that you will find your first carrier in 90 days of joining, or again, you get all your money back. So at any point, if any of that sounds interesting to you, if you want more advanced training, if you know this is what you want to do, then you can check out Dispatcher University. It's literally the cheapest course on the market right now. Okay. But again, I have made money for myself. I run a 7-figure trucking company, truck dispatching business. I have also helped other people change their life and make thousands and thousands of dollars starting a truck dispatching business themselves. So you're learning from the right guy. That's all I'm trying to say. So without that self-glaze out the way, let's just jump into the roadmap. I want to show you guys what you can expect throughout this free course. So here's how the free course is broken down, okay? I couldn't fit all of this really into just like one simple video. I had to break it down into 7 different parts. So first and foremost, let's just go through this in order. The video that you're watching right now, the basics. In this video, I'm going to show you what dispatching is, how it works, why you should become a dispatcher, how much you can make. I'm going to show you all of that, like the basics of truck dispatching. In the next video, I'm going to show you the business side of things. So how to set up your LLC, how to get all the tools and the software that you need, what do you actually need to get started, and how to build out your business plan. So I'm going to actually have downloadable worksheets for you to go through, some homework for you to go through and start building your actual business. So I'm going to show you all that in the next video. After that, we're going to talk about your funnel. Okay, so I have already made like a pre-made website or a funnel that is going to help bring in leads and turn them into paying carriers. So it's a really crazy software that I've already built out for you. You get a pre-made website, pre-made funnel, pre-made automations, phone numbers, emails. I have already done all of that work for you. You literally just get it and plug and play. Okay, you just start your business, you're fully set to go. So I'm going to show you that in the funnel side of things. After that video, we're going to talk about the marketing. So I'm going to show you the 4 traffic methods that you can use to find carriers and get them to sign a contract with you. So when you're on a sales call with them, what do you actually say? I'm going to break that down step by step as well. And I'll also give you a free contract template that you can use and sign with carriers. Again, I'm just going to be giving away a bunch of free stuff throughout this free course, okay? I'm not holding anything back behind a paywall. After that video, we're going to talk about the service side of things. So, like the dispatching side, how do you actually dispatch? So I'm going to show you how to find the hot markets. I'm going to show you how to negotiate with brokers and essentially how to book high paying loads for your carriers that you're working with. I get this question a lot. I'm going to break it all down in that video. And then after that, we have the money. So you've done all this work, you want to get paid for it. So I'm going to show you how much you should be charging, how you can charge, what type of payment structure you should have, how to send invoices to carriers, how to work with factoring companies, and how to make sure you get paid on time. We'll cover all that in detail. And then finally, we're going to talk about the scale. Okay, you're starting to make around $10,000 per month at this point, but how do you grow to $1 million per year, just like I have? So I'm going to explain all the details there. I'm going to show you how to find even more carriers, how to make them worth more, and how to keep them around for a longer period of time. So again, these are a little bit more advanced strategies, but I'm going to cover all of that. So yeah, hopefully you guys can see that you're going to be getting a ton of free value throughout this course. I'm not holding anything back. And this right here is enough to change your life. Okay, just give me like 30, 40 minutes of your time with each of these videos. And this is literally all you need to know. You're gonna start a $10,000 per month business just by going through this free course. I promise you. Anyways, with that big picture stuff out of the way, let's actually jump into the basics. So let me just start off with the what. I'm sure you're asking yourself, some of you are asking yourself, what is a truck dispatcher? What do they actually do? So in the simplest terms, a truck dispatcher is just a matchmaker, okay? It connects someone that can move loads or wants to move a load to someone that has a load, that needs a load moved. That's all that a truck dispatcher is doing, okay? That's their entire job. So again, they're essentially the people that will find the loads, they will book the load, so they'll negotiate the rates, and they will assign the load to the person that can move it, okay? And the person that can move a load is called a carrier. So the carrier is just the trucking company that will be moving the load, okay? Sometimes they're called carriers, sometimes they're called owner-operators. If it's just a one-man show, if it's just a one person that's gonna be driving the truck and they're running their entire trucking company, they're called owner-operators. But they mean the same thing. It's essentially just a trucking company. This is the person that actually owns a truck, they own their own trailer, and they're gonna make their money by actually owning assets and moving trucks. So hopefully that makes sense. So we have the dispatcher and then we have the carrier. Both the carrier and the dispatcher are allies, okay? They are on the same team. They're working together, and their job at the end of the day is to make as much money as possible from every single load that is booked, okay? The more that the dispatcher books the load for, the higher amount of money that they're going to get because they work typically on a percentage. So they charge 10% per load, 8%, whatever you're going to charge. You make more money if you book a higher load rate. Same thing goes for the carrier. They also want to make the most amount of money from every single load because then they get paid more. So as you can see, the carrier and the dispatcher, they are on the same team. They are not enemies. They're allies of each other. You as a dispatcher, you're basically like the frontline soldier for a carrier. Think of it like that, okay? Now, let's look at the other side. On the other side, we have a party called the shipper, okay? The shipper is essentially the company that needs the load moved. So think of this in terms of like a manufacturing company, okay? You're Nike, you're making a bunch of shoes, and now you want to move those shoes to another, facility or to your end consumer, whatever it might be. You need these shoes moved from one location to the next. You, the manufacturer, the person that's going to be paying the money to move the load is called the shipper, okay? So you are technically the end client. You are the person that's paying everyone's bill in this entire logistics chain. So we have the shipper on that side, and then the frontline soldier for the shipper, the ally of the shipper, is someone called a broker. You're going to hear this a lot. Freight broker, broker agent, whatever you want to call them. But essentially the broker, in the simplest terms, is just a reseller. Generally speaking, what the broker does is they'll find a bunch of shippers like this, bunch of people that need their loads moved. They will go up to the shipper and tell them, hey, why don't you give me this load? You're paying $1,000, give it to me for $1,000. I will do all the vetting for you. I will find the right carrier for you, the right person to move this load. And you don't need to hire this like super big, expensive in-house team, all these employees to do all this work for you. I will do that for you instead. It's going to be a much cheaper for you and much less operational headache for you to take care of. Okay. Let me handle that for you. Now, what they're going to do, they're going to take that load, let's say for $1,000 from the shipper, and then they're going to mark it down, let's say by 10 to 20%. That's typically their rate. So the broker is going to take their percentage, 10 to 20%, and for $800, they're going to give this load to the carrier. Okay. So that's essentially what they do. They're essentially a reseller. They come in between, they take their cut, and they pass it along, whatever's left over, to the carrier. So that's why I like to call them resellers. Now, as I mentioned before, the shipper and the broker, they're on the same team. They are allies. Okay. They're working together. So both the broker and both the shipper, their main job is to pay as little money as possible to move this load. So the shipper wants to pay the least amount of money possible, and so does the broker, okay? The less that they can pay, the more that they can keep for themselves. Think of it like that. So hopefully you guys are following along. Just to recap, we have the carrier, the person moving the load, and we have the dispatcher. You as the dispatcher, you are an ally of the carrier. You're technically working for the carrier, okay? You are an independent contractor for the carrier, so they will be giving you 1099s and all that good stuff. You are technically like an employee of the carrier. You are not their boss. They are your boss, okay? So you guys are on the same team. You're trying to make as much money as possible from every single load. And then on the other side, we have the broker and the shipper. They're allies. They're working with each other. They're going to keep each other's best interest in mind. They're trying to pay as little money as possible. And then in the middle, we have the intersection. That's where you as the dispatcher, you're going to be reaching out to brokers to book loads from them. Okay. You're going to be going on load boards. These are softwares called load boards. You're going to learn about them in a future training video, but that's where part of your job comes in to find loads, book loads. You're going to be booking all that stuff through the broker, not the shipper. Okay. So hopefully you guys, with this visual representation, you're understanding the logistics chain, how everything works. Now, one quick distinction I also have to make. I get this question a lot as well. Is the dispatcher the same thing as a broker? Well, hopefully you guys know by now, it's clearly not. These are two very different jobs, okay? Both people are trying to find someone that wants a load moved and someone that can move that load. Both of you guys are technically doing the same thing, but you're representing different parties. Now, if you're wondering, well, okay, which one should I be? Should I become a truck dispatcher? Should I become a freight broker? What's better for me? Well, here's just a quick list of things that, you should consider. For a truck dispatcher, you have very low risk, whereas for a broker, you have high risk. As a dispatcher, you're just an independent contractor for the carrier, whereas a broker, you are a separate entity. Okay, you are your own separate business. You are someone that's going to be listed on the shipping contract. So you have a lot more exposure, a lot more risk. If anything goes wrong with the load, or if there's any sort of damages or anything like that, the broker can be held liable for it. Okay, they can get sued, they can be held liable. Whereas you, as a truck dispatcher, that can't happen to you, or it technically can't happen to you. Okay, you have very low risk. You're just an independent contractor, technically like an employee for the carrier. So you essentially have almost little to no risk, whereas the broker, you have very high risk. Speaking of which, you also don't need an MC authority. You know, this is going to cost a lot of money. It invites a lot more regulations. You don't need that as a dispatcher. You're just an independent contractor. For a broker, you do need a broker MC, okay, which again, you're going to have to pay a lot of money in insurance, you know, to have like a surety bond and everything. It's going to be a whole process. And then finally, think about the cost. As a dispatcher, you could literally spend just $500 per month and make $20,000 per month. Whereas as a broker, that's not possible. Okay, you're gonna have to invest a lot more capital to get started in that business. So at the end of the day, if you want to make money, if that's your goal, if you want to make a lot of money with a little amount of effort, I would say go the truck dispatching route. Okay. Anyways, that's the what. Now let's talk about the why. Why should you become a truck dispatcher? You know what it is. Why should you become one? Well, first and foremost, very, very low cost. Okay. Truck dispatching is literally the cheapest trucking business that you can start. All you really need is a phone, laptop, decent Wi-Fi, and some software, and that's really about it. Okay. As I mentioned before, just with $500 per month, you could be making six figures very, very easily. I've helped a ton of people in the Dispatcher University community, in our school community, do just that. Okay, so they can vouch for me as well. It doesn't take a lot of money to make a lot of money in this industry. If you wanted to start, like, let's say a trucking company, you would have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to make six figures. Whereas with this, you have very little cost to get started. So it's super easy to get started. Also, another benefit is that you can work from anywhere. You don't even need to live in the US or be a US citizen to start a truck dispatching business in the US. You can work from anywhere in the world. You have the freedom to work from wherever and whenever you want. And honestly, guys, I am living proof of this, okay? For the past 8-9 years that we've been doing this, I have been granted the privilege to literally travel the world, do whatever I want to do, buy whatever I want. And I'm not a very materialistic person, okay? If you are, there's no shame in that. From the pictures, some of these pictures, it does seem like I'm pretty materialistic, but you know, those are just for Instagram. But generally speaking, I just want the freedom to travel, okay? See all the different parts of the world and spend more time with my family. Just provide my family the type of life that I knew that we could always live, okay? You might have similar goals. Truck dispatching can provide that for you. Okay, there's not a lot of businesses that I know that can offer that. Okay, where you can just travel the world and just work from your laptop. You hear that a lot. A lot of people say that you can start a business like that, but it's really just a pipe dream. Okay, it's not a reality. But with truck dispatching, it literally is a reality. Okay, I do it. Everyone that is working as a truck dispatcher, even in Dispatcher University, they're doing it too. But anyways, doesn't matter if you're materialistic or not. If you enjoy those type of things, if you just want to buy a bigger boat, if you want to drive around in Lamborghinis, you have the potential to do that. Okay, no one's judging you. The other thing I want to talk about is generational wealth. Okay, so if you think about it, I'm gonna mention this a little bit more in a later part of this video, but on average, one semi-truck, drive-in semi-truck, let's say, one truck can bring you $2,000 to $3,000 per month in revenue, okay? That's money going to you, your pocket, $2,000 to $3,000 per month from just one truck. And one person, you as a solo dispatcher, you can dispatch for around 7 to 12 trucks on average. None of these numbers are exaggerated, okay? Ask anyone that's doing this in this business. They will tell you these are very real numbers, very achievable numbers. $2,000 to $3,000 per month, 7 to 12 trucks. Just do the math. How much money can you potentially make? $36,000, $37,000 per month. Okay, it's pretty insane what you can do. It doesn't take a lot of work or a lot of carriers to start making silly money. okay, to completely change your life. Just think of how many trucks you would need to dispatch for to quit your full-time job. I'm sure it's not many. Okay, and think about how many semi-trucks there are, or box trucks there are, or hot shots. How many of those type of trucks are there in the United States? A lot more than 3 or 4 or 5, the amount it would take for you to quit your job. So a lot of opportunity in this business. Hopefully you jump in before the opportunity goes away. Also, low risk. You don't need insurance, you don't need permits, you don't need any sort of special license or DOT or MC number, any expensive trucks and trailers, or anything like that. You don't need any of that. As a truck dispatcher, you have the least risk out of any business in trucking, even if you quote unquote fail as a truck dispatcher. Let's say you tried it out, it didn't work for you, you're only going to end up losing a couple $100s. That's it. If you started a trucking company or you tried to do any other type of business, you would end up losing thousands and thousands of dollars, potentially even risking bankruptcy. With truck dispatching, you don't have that risk. Okay, you don't have that hanging over yourself. You can get started, you can try it out without, risking everything, putting everything on the line. So it's very low pressure. Also, I should mention that as a truck dispatcher, you're always going to be needed. Because think about it, shippers will always need to move loads, 365 days a year in any sort of economy, whether there's a recession or a boom, there's always loads that are going to need to be moved. And then carriers will always need help finding and booking those loads at the highest rate. So logically, there will always be a demand for dispatchers, and AI can't easily replace it. There's already been some AI dispatchers that have been on the market for a while now. None of them do anything. Okay, I'm still making 7 figures. It hasn't affected my business at all, literally at all. This is not something that you can just chat GPT away. Okay, this business is going to be around for a while. This opportunity is not something that AI can just readily replace. Who knows what could happen in the future, but again, from what I foresee for the next 10 years, this is not a real concern that we need to worry about. And then finally, you can be your own boss. You control everything. You decide how much money you want to make. You decide when you want to work. If you're happy working alone and you only want to make around $20,000 to $30,000 per month, you can do that. You have the power to do that. If you want to build a dispatch empire and you want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, you can also do that. Okay, that's in your control as well. At the end of the day, you call all the shots. As corny as it sounds, you literally control your destiny, okay? So, that being said, let's talk about the good stuff. The how. How much money can you actually make as a truck dispatcher? Now, I already kind of touched on this, but I'll go through this again. So let's say you as a truck dispatcher, you're going to charge 10% per load, okay? Now, in a future training video, in the money training video, I'm actually going to show you how much you can charge, how much you can get away with, how much value you need to provide to charge a lot of money, but 10% is not a crazy amount, okay? It's on the higher end of the spectrum, but it's not out of the equation. So 10% is very reasonable if you're providing a lot of value. So let's just go with that. Let's say you're charging 10% per load as a truck dispatcher, and you're making your carrier $20,000 per month in load revenue, which again is on the lower side. I'm being very, very conservative with these numbers. Typically, any decent, half decent dispatcher can make a semi-truck $20,000 to $30,000 per month in any economy, whether there's a recession, boom. I've been in this industry for almost a decade now. I know this is a very reasonable amount, okay? So again, being very conservative, you're charging 10%, you're making your carrier, one truck, $20,000 per month. Now let's say you're doing this for 10 different trucks at the same time. We add all this stuff together, we multiply it all together. How much you're making, how much are you making as a dispatcher in profit every single month? You're making $20,000 just off of 10 trucks. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of trucks on the road right now. You just need 10 to start making $20,000 per month. Now imagine if you're working with 25 or 50 or 100 trucks. How much would you be making then? Obviously a ton of money. Now, if you're thinking in your mind, well, okay, $20,000 per month, that kind of sounds like unreasonable. It doesn't sound like very achievable to me. Just look at the other people in Dispatcher University. Okay, these are real people that started at the same place as you. They didn't know anything about truck dispatching. Look at Arthur. Okay, I literally just talked to him a few weeks ago and I recorded this video with him. He ended up making $16,500 per month in literally just 30 days. And in that video, if you guys want, I can show you where to watch this video. He shows you how he did that step by step. Okay. And you can see all these posts that he made inside our school community. You can see him like every few days. He's just saying, oh, I just signed on 6 carriers. I have another carrier now. I have 2 more people that want to jump on a call with me. I have 3 carriers that want to join me now. People like him are getting results. Okay. He's not alone. There's a bunch of people like him getting results. And I can actually show you, like, if you want to, here, let me zoom out of this. If you actually want to see this video, like if you want to check it out, see what he has to say, how he actually made that money, you can go to school.com/dispatch. This is where my school community is. And actually, when you land on this page, it'll look something like this. And you can see, you can watch this video right here, but this second video is the Arthur video that I'm talking about. It's just 10 minutes long. Click play and you can watch this video. $16,500 per month in 30 days. And then we have Oscar. He made $14,000 per month in 30 days. You can listen to him, see how he did it. And then I have a whole bunch of other people that are making crazy amount of money. There's Richard. He signed on 7 or 8 trucks by joining Dispatcher University. And you can just see there's a 17-year-old in here that's signing on carriers and making money. But we have so many testimonials, so many people getting results and winning. You could just go check it out for yourself, okay? Not trying to plug this too heavily, but again, if you want the advanced training, if this is something that you feel like you would be good at, you can join the school community. It's literally the cheapest course on the planet. And just a quick plug for it again, if you don't find your first carrier in 90 days, I will give you 100% of your money back. No one else can say that. So if you want the 100+ hours of advanced training, if you want one-on-one access to me, if you want to jump on a live call with me every single week and ask me questions, if you want to guarantee that you will find success after you join this course and you will actually find success with your dispatching business, this is where you need to join. Literally the cheapest truck dispatching community course, whatever you want to call it, on the planet right now. Just go to school.com/dispatch. I'll also leave a link in the description below. But anyways, let me just summarize this video up for you guys. So first and foremost, you need to understand your role. You work for the carrier, not the broker or shipper. You are the carrier's ally. That's what you are as a truck dispatcher. Your job is just to get the best rates for your carriers and keep their trucks moving, okay? Also, you have to understand why you should do this. This is a very, very rare opportunity. There's low cost to start. You can work from anywhere. There's high earning potential, low risk, always in demand, and you can be your own boss. So many positives for truck dispatching. Don't let this opportunity slip by. If you've been watching this video up until this point, you are serious about this. Okay, you can get started. You can completely change your life. The third thing, the money. One truck can bring $2,000 to $3,000 per month. 10 trucks can bring you $20,000 per month. It literally just depends on how much you want to make. You can make a ton of money in this industry with very little work. And then finally, hopefully you understood the entire logistics chain. You understand that shippers need loads moved. Brokers are the ones that kind of get in between, they lower the rates. They're resellers, you can say. I have nothing against brokers, by the way. And then dispatchers are the people that are fighting for carriers. Okay, so pretty simple logistics chain. So all that out of the way, this is the video you need to watch next, the business. So I'm going to show you how to set up your LLC, how to get all the tools, all the software that you need, and how to build a 7-figure business plan. We're going to make one together. And to watch that video, you can just click right over here. Make sure you go watch that right now, and I will see you in the business training video.